right, so everybody, this is Rebecca Swift, the producer. You guys know the wonderful Elise Bauman, Mackenzie. And let's just get the cast up here. Winnie Clark, who is Elliot. Justin Gerhard, Levi, come on up. Mark Matichuk, who played Matthew. And Pooja Pandey, who played Tasha.
All right, I'm going to ask a question to these two to start, and then we're going to open it up to the audience. So I hope you've all prepared your questions. We'll go one by one.
So we don't have time to prepare while we give an answer.
So obviously, a lot of people here are familiar with Natasha and Elise's work, and they have great chemistry in everything that they do, and their friendship chemistry is top-notch in this. At what point in the process did you guys know that it was going to be them playing these characters?
So I think from pretty early on, we were really interested in having them come in and read for Mackenzie and Cassie. We had seen Carmilla, we'd actually worked with them before. So we sent them the script. We were like, read the script, let us know what you think. We'd love to have you guys in. So they came in and auditioned for the project. And actually, we cast Elise as Mackenzie. She came in, we were like, yes. And Cassie took a little bit longer because she was a really, really hard character to cast for. Because I think, you know, she could come across, if you didn't play her with the right comedy, as maybe just like a bitch, you know? Honestly, like, right? So we really like had Natasha in. She, you know, kept talking about these things that happened in her life that she helped her really relate to Cassie. And then we had them in for a callback, and together, obviously, you could see it on screen, their chemistry, it was just like a perfect fit. And they both, I think, did an amazing job with their characters, and we're really lucky to have them both in the film.
Yeah. Okay, let's open it up to the audience. Just put up your hand, and then I will point to you. Let's start right there. It's like 3 back. Yep, you.
There were some burrito jokes in there. A lot of poo jokes as well.
Yeah, so I mean, with our YouTube channel, we really like to poke fun at stereotypes a lot. That's kind of what we do. And then with the film, we kind of, we wanted to go in a different direction and I guess showcase more what our actual voice is. The channel's a little bit different in the sense that it's very, it's like silly humor. Even though this is kind of silly too, though, but we just wanted it to be a little more, I guess, smart and kind of more how my humor is and how I like to talk. And I guess Mackenzie's character is kind of similar to my voice a little bit. To eating.
And for sure, like on the channel, like we can't get something as amazing as this because you see us a lot, and these guys really did a great job. You know, we're not actors, they're actors, and they really took the script and made it their own and did an amazing job with these characters, so.
Don't be shy. I know you all want to ask questions.
If this was
right
like YouTube comments, it would just be like.
Oh, yeah, right. I can hear you, and I'll repeat the question so everyone knows what it is. Okay, so the question is, was there a reason behind some of the jokes?
I mean, I also heard like a reason for the language, and if anybody has heard Adriana talk.
Yeah, I guess it's just very similar kind of to how I speak, and it's just, I like to write what I think is funny, is really what it comes down to. And also, I don't mind pushing the envelope when it comes to like people get offended, as you can see with our YouTube channel. Nothing we ever do is like ever, you know, malicious or anything, but it's just like, you know, I think humor, you have to push that. You have to see how far you can go sometimes. That's what I like doing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think when I watch the film, all these guys seem like real people, and real people swear.
And they say things they shouldn't say.
And they're like learning in the movie, and they're growing up, right? So.
Did you have something to
I
add?
was just going to say that we kind of went back and forth a lot on that priest joke, but they do it in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so if they do it, I mean, I think we're fine.
Okay. Right over there.
Is that for me?
Seems like everybody. Oh, okay.
I did not have that experience when I came out. The reason why I wrote it like that is because I wanted it like in my head. I'm like, I wish that's how my parents reacted, and I thought it'd just be really funny if, for once, the character that's coming out is upset that her parents aren't upset, because it's kind of just like a complete like 180. Yes, it's really turning around, and I was like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen anything where someone comes out, their parents are super supportive, and they're like pissed about it. So I just thought that'd be a really funny extra.
Yeah, 'cause also I think you see so many coming out scenes in like movies and TV where parents are upset, and I think Mackenzie was probably watching these things and is like, okay, this is what I'm in for, like this is what I need to expect, and then she didn't get that.
Yeah, I think so many times when you're finally honest about who you are, if it's coming out or anything else, you want that moment, and then I think that's such a relatable thing. I think at any time that anyone goes through something, you kind of like want your big moment, and Mackenzie's hoping for that, and it's ripped from her by her very supportive parents. Also, shout out, my parents are here tonight.
Right up there.
I just want to ask about your Kickstarter campaign, actually. You guys are basically a case study of how to do it right. So congratulations on that. But
Thank you.
obviously, it started a much smaller aim than what you had, and then raised an incredible amount of money. So congratulations, it really shows. But how did that change the scope of your project? And if you could talk about that, I guess from the producer's point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we started with a budget of about $40,000, and we made that in our first week, which totally blew our minds, and suddenly meant we now had a post-production budget. So we started without a budget for post, and then as we doubled our funding, we suddenly had post, and as we tripled our funding, it just meant that we could go to different locations, we could pay our crew more money, and we could put just more money on the screen. So yeah, it just changed the scope overall. I think some of the things that didn't change was, what it looked like. We always knew it wanted to look like this, but what we got to put in there, like how many different locations we got to have. Yeah, all the people that worked on it, that's what made the difference.
We were literally watching the Kickstarter, and it would be like, Rebecca, you have a $40,000 budget, make a 60. And then it's like, now you need to make an 80. Now you need to make, and she just kept like making new budgets. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, we're shooting so soon to the Kickstarter, and like, yeah.
And thank you, everyone.
Right here.
Struggles in making a queer film. It's funny because we did the Kickstarter, so it was me, Adriana, Rebecca, mostly through the whole process. So we had creative control to do whatever we wanted. So we didn't really come into any conflicts making it a queer film. Having all women on set was amazing. I don't know.
It smelled so good on set.
I think that was one of the coolest things about our film, is that we had so many strong women in key roles, and then we had a lot of new women coming into the industry that were mentored by those other women. And I think we had the most amazing experience, not only as our first film, but as a film in general, just being able to be in that positive environment and work with people that just got each other, and that we were all there for the same reasons. We were there for the script, and we were there for just the passion of working together as women.
Right there. Thanks, Kayla.
Who wants to take a stab? You guys want to try?
It was just so professional and real. Like I think immediately what I noticed when I got to set was how amazing the whole experience was going to be immediately. Like even though this was Sarah's first time directing, Age's first time writing a movie, it was as if this was their 10th movie that they've done. Like honestly, the amount of professionalism from everybody on set, cast and crew, was amazing. So.
I think watching these guys too, doing their web-based content, it forces them to make choices really quickly, and I think that benefited them with this film because we only shot in 11 days, and that meant that we had to make choices really quickly. So something would go wrong, and myself or Age wouldn't necessarily be on set, and Sarah would call up one of us and say, "Oh my God, this just happened. I don't know what to do next. What do you have a suggestion?" And Adriana would just like pull some line out of her ass and like just make that decision. And I think that like, and I think that just like really made a difference for our film, is that we could make those decisions really quickly, and all of them benefited us.
And also, like, a main difference with our channel, it's Sarah and I that we do everything. Occasionally we'll have actors, but it's basically us two, writing, producing, directing, sometimes acting horribly. And then with this, though, we had an entire crew that helped us. Like, they're mainly the reason why I look so good. So
The easiest job we ever had.
yeah. In the back there.
I just want to say I love your channel. You guys did an amazing job on the film and amazing job on the writing. I was wondering about about how you do the writing. Do you put yourself into it, or do you have to kind of put yourself a bit out of it? Like, do you have to take pieces away from yourself to make a new character?
So basically what I kind of do is I create the characters first, and I decide, I'm like, okay, what do I want each character to be? And then I kind of just put them in a situation and like, how would this character react with this character? So like I said, Mackenzie's kind of probably the most similar to me. Everyone else is just either some people that I've met and I've mushed people together. Like Levi is two friends that I have, and they're the best qualities that both of them have. So yeah, it's basically what I do is I create the characters and then I just put them in a situation and in my schizophrenic head figure out how they would react.
Great, we have time for two more. So now is the time where all the shy people will put their hands up. Let's go right in the middle there. Yeah, you.
There are just so many hilarious moments. I was just wondering for the cast, what was the most hilarious part for you in the film?
I totally forgot that scene exists in the second half of the movie there, where I'm pretending to have sex with somebody and talk to Mac on the phone. So that was very fun. I remember we literally had to stop. How long did it take us to actually film that thing, because we were laughing so hard through that
I mean,
moment.
we just kind of let you keep going.
I know, and I did. It was sufficiently awkward, but it was also a lot of fun. And that's also like it was a comfortable environment, which made it easier to do that, but it was also very awkward at the same time.
I think for me, I don't know if anyone noticed, but the giant burrito that was the size of a small child in my hands that I got to eat, I ate all of it. It was terrible. But that was really funny. But mostly, I think we just had so much fun offset. We did a lot of dub smashes in our spare time. And at one point, like the lighting crew got involved, and it was a whole like spectacle, and it was very fun.
Okay, last question. We're gonna go right over there. Yep.
So I was just wondering, it was very obvious that it was a story about friendship and that they would go through that from the beginning, but I was wondering if the straight girl and the lesbian roommate, like at what point did you decide that was the story you wanted to tell, and why did you choose to sort of like subvert that trope?
So we, from the beginning, we always wanted to tell a story about two friends, because all of us, even like everyone on the crew, when they came on board, like everyone had a story about like, oh, I had a falling out with my friend. It's like something that I think a lot of people and a lot of girls go through. I know, like me personally, I like had a falling out with a friend, and it's like sometimes it's just harder than a breakup, where you're like, I wonder what, you know, Melissa's up to now. I wonder if she's thinking about me. So, and then one of the reasons we wanted to make one of the characters gay, because we think, you know, LGBTQ representation is so important, and we also wanted to tell a story where it didn't feel like a queer movie, because so many movies are so much about people and their sexuality, and we were like, well, let's make a gay character and a straight character, and they're just best friends, and like that's really what it's about.
I mean, you said it. You know, as a gay person, sometimes I have straight friends. I'm like, oh, I wish they were gay. So I guess we were like, that's why we didn't make two gay girls. It's trying to make it realistic.
That's the perfect place to end, I think. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for coming.